I'm super excited to be offering the Bitzenberger Arrow jig at nockonarchery.com. Now, what's important about getting this from us is that we've actually gone in, opened each box, and adjusted these jigs to the exact angles and presets that I'm using on my personal arrow setups, both for target and hunting. So this is going to come to you in a 4-fletch configuration with a very healthy offset using the right wing helical clamp that comes in this box. Now these jigs are fully adjustable, so if you don't like our setup, then you can easily adjust it to your preferred setup. However, for the amount of people that ask, what do I shoot? We've gone ahead and preset this to that exact position. Inside the box, you're gonna see only a few simple parts consisting of the clamp body, the clamp, a few Allen wrenches, and the original instructions. Now, if you want to make some adjustments and can't follow along with this video, then I would recommend just reading the directions. This is a super user-friendly device. Now, this clamp has just a few basic things that you would need to adjust if that ever was something that you chose to do. First, you're going to see the 2 main dials right here, which can be adjusted with this Allen wrench, and that's going to adjust the angle of that clamp, which is important for not only the diameter of the shaft that you're choosing, but also the degree of offset that you want for your vane. The other adjustment is going to be these 3 small set screws that you see right beneath where your jig clamp is going to touch the body. Each of these set screws go into your Nock receiver, and they actually hit little dimples in there that give you a click confirmation as you rotate this Nock dial, and tells you exactly when you need to stop that rotation to put on your next fletching. The top one is 120, meaning every 120 degrees that will stop. The next one is 90 degrees, which is what you use for the 4-fletch that I choose, or for some traditional archers or recurve archers that want a 4-fletch but with a slight variation in the 4-fletch. The bottom one is a 75 by 105, so 75 degrees, 105 degrees, 75 degrees, etc. So all you have to do to make the adjustments for these is you need to tighten down slightly the set screw for your desired rotation. So in this case, on the 90 degree, this set screw is tightened down some, but you don't want to bury that down. You don't want to tighten it down so tight that it's actually blocking that receiver from being able to turn. So you want to tighten it down just enough to where you can hear those click confirmations. For the other ones, you want to go ahead and back them out so that they're not contacting, and back them out till they're at least flush with this top edge right here. So if I decided to go from a 90 degree that I'm at now, what I would do would be to back that one out until it's flush, and then I would tighten down slightly the desired one until I had the click confirmation that I needed. Now, when you remove your body off out of the box, it's going to have a small plate on here that's attached to these magnets. You're going to want to remove that plate, set it to the side, and that's what allows your clamp to easily attach to this jig. Some of the simple basics to fletching archery, and if you'd like to follow along further or know exactly how to completely fletch your arrows, please go to the Nock on Archery YouTube channel and just search John Dudley how to fletch arrows, and you'll see a complete video on this. But all you're going to need to do is take your arrow. You'll notice where your Nock has the slot where it attaches to the string. If you look down into the jig Nock receiver, you'll see a slight V where that goes fully into place, and you'll set the arrow into the cradle right here on the jig body. From there, you're always going to want to take your fletching and put it in the clamp to where it's completely flush all the way down in the clamp. You're not going to want it to where it's lifted up on one side or slightly out like that. You're going to want to make sure it's completely all the way down. One little thing I'll recommend is as you're fletching several arrows, you may start to get glue build up on this clamp. And what's nice about this solid metal clamp versus a plastic one is that you can take a dull knife and you can clean your excess glue off that clamp so that you have a vein that goes all the way down in there and is perfectly level. Now what you do to start with is figure out what height you want your vein at, which in this case on the knock-on wraps we have a line that gives you an exact reference point. So I'm going to touch the clamp down against the jig body, and then I'm going to slide it over to the arrow shaft, and you can see that the back of my vein is right on that black line, but it's also on the second tick on that clamp. So for me personally, I would probably take a black marker or pencil and I would mark that little tick on the vein clamp to where I knew for these particular arrows, I'm always going to just load that vein to that exact same setting. From there, I'm going to go ahead and make my fletchings, and as I fletch the one, I'll squeeze the clamp, remove the clamp, rotate the arrow to the new position, load the new vein in, apply the adhesive, clamp it down just like I showed you. Now, if you need to adjust your jig at some point, what I would recommend doing is taking a clean piece of vinyl or even taking your arrow and wrapping it with some masking tape and adjust your receiver here to where your vein is contacting the shaft completely and you're not hanging over the edge of the shaft with your vein. You want to make sure you do have contact both on the bottom and full contact on the top. If you're doing that, then you have things exactly how you need to. If you want to figure out what type of angle that you're at, a simple thing that you can do is align a vein on there like that and take a pencil or a marker and draw along the edge of that vein. And that way, when you remove this, you can take that arrow and you can see exactly what your offset or helical would look like based on where you've made that setting on your clamp. But again, one of the great things about getting this Bitzenberger from us is that we've gone ahead and preset this for you to my exact specifications to give you an awesome shooting arrow, both for target and for bow hunting.